Life after death, or home with God, a journey that never ends. Chapter 23. No death is wasted, and all death brings a message to those who leave the earth and those who remain. That is a wonderful story. It illustrates perfectly how each journey through the space-time continuum is designed to bring every soul a special experience, and how the timing and the circumstance of every death is always perfect. You see, all the time and circumstances of every death is always perfect. So that's include what the thing there that people, kill themselves, usually so euthanasia, right? So in this context, he could as well be also including, um, say, like a natural death. But I don't think that they include the death because they are quite ironic and hypocrite. And so are the many people here who thinks nothing of seeing people suffering, or think that a homicide is better than the one that kills themselves, and it isn't. When you go, it's you. You are responsible for your own body. So it's about you. The only problem with take your own life is when you take others with you in the process, and not when you go alone. So when you are terminally ill by a terminal disease, having a palliative care, health care, and then you know that you are bothering other, you have no more dignity because people are probing you here and there and even humiliating you, and it's so humiliating to wait on others. I hope that I will never ever have to go through this. Never need these people, really, never. I rather die than need other people. So I certainly do see how it was perfect that this young man left his body when he did. Because he said he wanted to meet and know his biological mother. That's not rubbish. You a make-up story. I don't believe in this. Later we go there, but this is a nonsense story. I think it's a make-up, made-up story. And he was given his wish through the device of his death. I don't believe that. I'm so sorry. Why I don't see it, how it was perfect that it all had to happen this way. And I certainly don't see how this young man had the special experience that he came here to experience. Is about a guy who was adopted, and at his 18th birthday he met with an accident, I guess, and he died, and his adoptive mother was shattered because he didn't understood how is that he had to suffer so much. First of all, he was given away, he was adopted, and second, at the tender age, because 18-year-old is still young, he had to leave. Okay, so these entities, to justify what they do here, they come up with this um, fairy tale story or story for children to believe that actually the boy died because he wanted to meet his mother the other side. That's nonsense. I think at this height he was not even think about his mother. Billy came here to experience being frustrated all of his life and then having to die in a motorcycle accident just to finally meet his mother. Oh, come on, indeed, come on. It's a story that doesn't make any sense to me. You are just given justify your nonsenses and give excuses for your own doing. Your own do. So do not presume that you can know or can summarize from the facts. What's the path of the soul? You cannot know of the delicate interweavings co-created by all of the blessed beings really involved in all the life experiences related. Billy came here to serve all agendas. All agendas? There were many souls interaction co-creating here as there are in every moment of life everywhere. In this case, two souls included the young man on the motorcycle, his biological mother, his adoptive mother, his adoptive father, and his brother, as well as the soul of the person driving the vehicle that hit and killed him. Oh, you guys love to make script, dramas, and stupid script. And this says nothing about other souls, some of them more removed, such as the young man's biological father, the friends and relatives of all of these people. And are you ready for this? You and the people in your workshop, each has an agenda that is being served. And so, with this understanding, we come to the 12th remembrance. The 12th remembrance. The death of every person always serves the agenda of every other person who is aware of it. That's why they are aware of it. Therefore, no death and no life is ever wasted. No one ever dies anyway. So, include the one who say that they have enough of living this trash world. Okay? Include them, otherwise it will be a very big, bloody, hypocrite, and ironic to penalize these people, demonize these people who decided to go because they cannot take all the craps here. Are they weak? I don't know. Who am I to judge? Because I know there's people who suffers more than the others, so they endure. But there are people who just have enough. Just have enough. Even if they don't have much reason to do that, and maybe there's many reasons, many aspects to that will take that person to do what they do. There is many influence, many other influences as well that may lead that soul to take away his own life. Who knows? He have been being persecuted by spirits. We don't know who are behind all that, right? So don't blame him or her. Don't blame. Don't blame. Don't blame. Stop your nonsense of blaming because you have a fanatic kind of religion and dogma. Stop blaming people who take away their lives. It's better than killing another. Displaces personal tragedies and national disasters and mass casualty tolls and the death of every individual entirely. Oh, good. That you cause all the this so-called natural disasters or due to diseases or whatever, a building fall, are all them behind all this if they are minions. So this places personal tragedies and national disasters and mass casualty tolls and the death of every individual into an entirely different context. Suddenly, everything from the crib death of a single baby to the annihilation of thousands can be understood in a whole new way. Yeah, sacrifice, say sacrifice, like nowadays you are all targeting children, sending your minions to go and kill children in kindergarten or daycare. Shame on you all. And then you come here to justify. Yes, so you all can kill, but one cannot take his life, but you all can kill because you have a license to it. Is it for it? Yes. When you understand the endless and a miraculous No, dude, stop being complacent. Don't stop being complacent. Stop being complacent. It's not like as you think, you know. There is a sinister agenda behind all these things that people see disaster, multiple disasters like car crashes all on in a group, a bars that tumble down a ravine, killing thousands, flood flash that brings down building, or kill some people, or a typhoon or earthquake, whatever. There is a agenda is for sacrifice so that uh, they will balance karma because you don't know the agenda of these beings. They are always in a war between each other in a commerce. Yes, commerce. Business. So what they do, they say, okay, your lineage owns something. No, your lineage owns something. Now we want to balance this karma. So we're gonna take some of these people away from the earth. And then we bring them here to our side. So this is what happened. They sacrifice people. There is such thing as sacrifices. Okay? But this man here doesn't understand. He's old already, but he doesn't understand like many other old person out there. So yes, when you understand the endless and miraculous interweavings of life, every death is transformed into an event of enormous celestial significance. The deaths of 9/11 and the deaths of the tsunami of 2004 and the hurricanes of 2005 and the deaths of the genocide in Darfur and the deaths of the Holocaust and all of this Genghis Khan, uh, um, what's that name? Tamerlane, Baber, who else? Han Attila, huh? On the 12th and 11th century. How about that? Nobody talks about it. Hitler joined up with these other people from the past to do it. Okay? And he kills only white people. His agenda was white people and Hebraics. White people alone. The agenda was to bring down these people. And also because I just saw during the tsunami of 2004, I knew that something was brewed in when it was, I don't know, it was one night before that day, that December, is it? I think it was December. I was strolling at night in the dark when I look up at the skies and I saw something. I saw like waves. And these waves were swirling like a kind of vortex. And then I thought, oh, there's something coming in. So I returned home. It was about 11:30 in the night prior to the tsunami, that big earthquake. So I came back home by 9 something Asian time. I was still asleep. 9 something, I was still asleep on the floor because it was very hot. And then I went to sleep on the floor. When I suddenly say, hey, I wake up, I saw my body going to the right and come back to the back, and going to the right and the left, and then going forward and backward again. And I say, hey, what's happening? What's happening? So I started to become dizzy. Then I look up and I saw the light shaking. And I said, oh my God, it's an earthquake. So I woke up and then I on the internet. And then when I go to the Yahoo Top News, big earthquake in Jakarta. Live, big earthquake, in Jakarta, in Asian Pacific, in Indonesia, and Southeast Asia. Okay, and then that's why it's a sacrifice. So, uh, 1 week, I guess, passed when I saw those souls of those people They were mostly Asians. I saw mostly Asian people queuing up, and I swear by God, I'm not say God because I don't believe the cosmos and my mother's soul that I'm not lying. So I saw them queuing up, line up, and the queue was very huge, and I was like, "Hey, what is these people doing here?" Then in my mind become, "Oh, tsunami." So I go to the top of the queue. I was not on the queue. I was just onlooker. So I go to the top of the queue. I saw a being very huge um, head, bald head, the eyes very large like a cat, brownish skin. Here they put on a suit. So that's why you see them very whitey, right? They are not white. They are kind of brownish, dirty, kind of one kind of dirty gray brown mix up. And then he was sitting on a stool. When I approached him and I asked, uh, "Are you the soul of the tsunami?" And then he just see when he was scrolling through something, and his head was bound, looking down. Then after that, he looked at me like that, like, if I had approval. And then he said, like, he looked at me with an eye like this, like, say, "What is it a business?" And then he said like that, "Yes, very rude and a very, very arrogant." Okay. This one's an alien. He was taking down, noting down all the particulars of that spirits. And then beside me, beside these beings, I saw a very huge ball, a very huge planet. Now open up in a portal, and these beings going one by one to this planet. And then this entity, this alien, did not tell me anything. But then in my mind came Planet X, and that was in 2004. Okay, that I had this vision. And then in my mind came Planet X, and I was like, Planet X, what's that? And then on the future, back then I was not into this find out more about our existence and the Akashic records. It was 2004. And then 10 years later, in 2014 now, I started to delve more and more and more. I started in 2013, in fact. But it get to depth. I go into depth in 2014. And then when I understood that, when I saw one a podcast about Planet X, and, oh my God, that's the planet I saw 10 years ago. God, zoops. So now all makes sense. So I start to place the puzzle all together, and now I understood that that was not just a dream or a nightmare. That was true. I want to see events that is happening behind our eye, behind the veil, behind the scenes that you don't see, the invisible. So the Holocaust and all elevated to a place of honor. So why you don't say about the 11th century and 12th century? Tamerlane, Baba, who else? The Ottoman Empire. Who else? Han Attila, who commit a lot of genocide around Europe and Asia. Why don't you say, be just like me, be just, for intelligence and honesty's sake. So, the death of grandma is lying in sick bed for years. That's different. Grandma is very feeble already. Grandma needs to go and have a rest. Poor grandma and grandpa, they need a rest. They have to go. That's different. But young people just disappear like this in the aeroplane. Just aeroplane being sucked by aliens, magnetic stuffs, being plunged into the ocean bed. That one is sacrifice. You understand or not? That's a different thing. There's a lot of people there who left their family behind, crying for them. And many other deaths, which is, to me, is ridiculous. and ridicule and unnecessary. I don't care what they say. I really don't give a damn. You know, I don't give a damn. So because I'm not into stupid religion complaint. Now the aliens were like this. The aliens I saw the alien one, a single one was like this. Same skin color. Uh, the eyes was rounder. This one is big, smaller. It was rounder and bigger. It was a bit slanted, and he was short and darker than this one. This one is more like humanoid because they make them a humanoid. It's a computerized stuff, but in the reality, they are totally different. Now, from where was that alien? I'm not sure. I wouldn't say that it's come from Andromeda because Andromeda is a big constellation and there's many species over there. Okay, so you cannot just single out and define them, their aspect, their appearance, if in. But what I saw, it was something like this, but not quite humanoid. It's more like animal-like. Okay, animal-like. You know, his eyes was a kind of there is vein inside and a darker than yellow dark and a rounder. The head is bigger. So the deaths of grandmas lying in sick bed for years, and the deaths of children darting into unsuspecting traffic, and the death of AIDS, or maybe the pandemic, patients, and the deaths of test pilots, and the deaths of people who died in peace and who died in violence, heroic deaths and deaths that go unnoticed. All deaths are elevated to the level of extraordinary meaningfulness. For every life touches thousands, and every death redeems them. All death is redemptive because all death returns its soul to the truth of itself. But what for you want to know about yourself if the outcome's no good? To the truth of life, to the truth of God. And every person who is touched by any death is opened to this truth and so may experience it as well. I tell you, no death is wasted, and all death brings a message to those who leave the earth and to those who remain. It is for you to seek the message and to find it, to hear it and to heed it. Heed it. What is the message of the Holocaust? That you aliens and the human here sucks. What is the message of 9/11? That your nonsense duality again sucks. And you couldn't do without it. What's the message of the tsunami and the crib death and the AIDS patient and the loving grandparents? Don't mix up loving grandparents who slip away during the middle of the night. Don't mix up with the AIDS patient if diseases and a crib death. Crib death, you know what's crib death? You know? Easy. Nowadays you have a camera, right? You can put the electronic babysitter, right? Okay, watch there. See who is there behind your children at night. But no, science you uh, have to find a cause for it. Always have to find a rational cause. Oh, he's mother, or is a syndrome, a crib syndrome. That's nonsense. It is done by spirits. Alright? Take care of your children. Stop being a lazy bum and saying to men because you want to book at night with men. All of my children and granddaughter all sleeps with me. If I have two who sleep with me all on the floor, I put a lot of cleaning floor, cleaning mattresses and everything else. I'll make everybody sleep together in a very large mattress, everybody on the floor. Okay? so as to protect them. I didn't want the father to be around. If you want to go sleep in another room, go sleep in another room. But the children, I take care. I'm the mother hen. Let me take care of them and protect them at night. But yet, there's dark forces who kind of mess with the family because they hate families, you know. And my daughter said that I would wake up during the night, this time in the 90s, and then I will turn from head, from left and right, like if I was sleeping walk, and then grinning at them. And she said it was very scary at night. And then I will just wake up and I go around to the hall, and then come back again and just sleep. You know why they do that? Because they want to destabilize family. Also because people say, oh, maybe your brain is tired or full of stress. Yeah, that's true. Take make part, but there were a lot of activities inside the house at this time. A lot of activities, and perhaps I have mentioned already. So those entities would stupid not. So when there's a sorcerer at home who brings stupid paraphernalia to do with black magic, and then still want to talk about religion, pray, oh please, man, go away, stop your hypocrisy. And then stick stupid thing around the house to attract bad things. If it depends on me, I'll have nothing. Just stick flowers and plant. No stupid nonsense paraphernalia around the house to attract nonsense inside the house. So at least when the place is new and they bury near a cemetery, they build the block nearby a cemetery. And then the deaths of grandmas lie in sickbed for years, and the deaths of children died into suspected traffic, and the deaths of AIDS patients, and the deaths of tax pilots, and the deaths of people who died in peace, and who died in violence, heroic deaths, and deaths that go unnoticed. All deaths are elevated to the level of extraordinary meaningfulness. For every life touches thousands, and every death redeems them. All death is redemptive because all death returns its soul to the truth of itself, to the truth of life, to the truth of God, and every person who is touched by any death is open to this truth, and so may experience it as well. I tell you, no death is wasted, and all death brings a message to those who leave the earth and to those who remain. It's for you to seek the message and to find it, to hear it and to heed it. What's the message of the Holocaust? That this life sucks. What's the message of 9/11? That men and the world sucks. What's the message of the tsunami and the crib death? Children who die in the crib. A bad spirit and the AIDS patients. The loving grandparents who lives away in the middle of the night. It's okay about loving grandparents. They are old already and they need to rest. Indeed, what's the message and the purpose of all that and of all of life? Will you tell us? Can you tell us here? The message is what you announce it to be. The purpose is what you demonstrate it to be. You do the announcing and the demonstrating through the living of your life. You are both the message and the messenger. You are both the creator and the created. You are in the process of producing the message even as you are delivering it. Indeed, the process of delivering it is the process of producing it. They are one and the same. Think of this deeply. This much I can say to you, life itself is a glory and a wonder far beyond anything you have previously imagined. And you yourself are glory and a wonder far beyond anything you have previously experienced. This life which you live, this life which you are, and every last is everlasting and eternal. It never ends, ever. But it sucks for us. Better to end, dudes. Better to end than to suffer here and there. So for what being eternal, I don't need that. I rather be like my father and my brother, sleep forever. Good. All souls are interacting and co-creating every moment. All souls. There is an interweaving going on. An interweaving that produces the breathtaking tapestry of life. Each thread takes its part, but to assume that each thread is therefore in its own would be to vastly misunderstand how the larger picture is created. I don't want to see the big picture. Keep to yourself. I guess that people who die and then sleeps, in fact, they never existed. They were soulless, nevertheless. Their soul is so fragmented that when they leave, is their last breath, and their last fragment goes, and then it easily, so feeble that it easily deteriorates and vanishes, just like that, is destroyed. And then that being ceases to exist. There are souls here who are walk-ins. They come only to serve an agenda. Could be good or bad. And once they go, there's no such thing. There's some not so bright people who believe in stupid Catholicism and spiritual dogmas, who think that we go into a place called Brow, that we go to Purgatory, and then forevermore suffers over there. We're going to have, XX. We're going to go part over there, clubbing. We are going to shopping. There's even people who send credit card to the dead, send maid, then the latest iPhone, send the big cars like BMW and others to the departed one in form of, and even money cash to the dead. And there's some other idiots who believe in that and then follow. So in Brazil, in Brazil they have this, say, stupid people over there who thinks this way. Yeah. Brasileiros pensam assim. They think that after we die, we're going to this place and then we're going to still continue to have to do drugs. If you are a junkie here, we're gonna still want to drink alcohol, be a drunkard, or be a ex maniac, and still go around sucking people energy and then raping women while they sleep. There's nonsense. There's no such thing. They could even try on the fourth stage of death. After that, finish. There's no such thing. Nobody lives forever on the other side. They are perished and they have a shelf life. Just like as we have here, we have there. There's a second death. There's something like a second death over there. Alright? There's such thing. But there's no such thing as internal life there either, that you're gonna burn an internal flame of domination. There's no such thing as well. There's no such thing as your loved one's gonna eat, gonna have a flat, or a house, whatever. Going to shopping. That's nonsense. Can they imagine it on the first stage of that, while they are creating with the mind, before the mind is lasered and eliminated? A big fat yes, they do. They do. How long will that last? Depends. Mostly, that doesn't depend on them. It's a lie. It's a big lie. Depends on these beings. It will last the most 2 years. Okay, even less, 6 months to 1 year. I think I'm tired of saying that. Every time I have to bang on the same key. It's going to last for 6 to 1.5, 18 months. And 18 months to 6 months. After that finish, they stop creating because now the mind will be destroyed by aliens laser. Yes, correct. After you die, you can laugh at me now. After you die, you're gonna see. Okay, so you're gonna have a second death there. Whatever they can take out of you, from you, they will take out. They will extract from that dead body called the causal, the drama body, the experiences body, the light, the astral, spirit, or soul. They will take fragments of it, and then they will store in a cold storage or cryogeny. It's called cryogeny. And then after that, they will mix up you like a sausage. You know the sausage how they are produced? They mix up everything, just like a big salad melt pot. They'll mix up everything, and then they use your part, go use other parts, go use your ancestral part, and then that's how you bring trace of other people's memory within you. But it's not you. So there is no such a thing as a karma. A karma is a big BS. There's no such thing as a karma. There's no such thing as second life. I mean, come back, reincarnate. There is incarnation. That means you go on a journey again on the physical. However, there's no such thing as the ray, because for that you have to be whole. But if you are not whole, how on earth could you possible, be reincarnated? And when why you don't have a memory? Because this memory is erased. Either they do it by laser. I saw it by laser, but I'm not sure whether by laser alone. They can just send you to a chamber, like a CT scanning. Yeah, that one. I've seen it. They ask the being, the astral body, to lay down there, and then they put what looks like a helmet on your mind, and then they program you for new reincarnation while they erase your old memories. This is what happens after that. Alright? So, well, up to you to believe or not. Anyway, when you die, don't forget me. When you are on the brink of being erased, your memory believe, oh, that lady was right. Oh my God, she's right. Why haven't I listened to her? She was right. So before you then went, yes, she was right, but so what? Now you're gonna be erased. Finish. You are gone. That's what happens. These are no things of this. We have a warning now. We know that exists because there's a program behind the herd. There's a program, a ship there that programs you. Like you are aware that you exist. And the side of you that belongs to the cosmos goes back to the cosmos. It's like that. And many people is not telling this, because they are not very well. No matter how they say themselves, they have so much fame because they are male, or because they are guru, or whatever, because they are outer, but they don't. They still have a long way to go before they can process a lot of things. You are the base of the neck and the things. On this true seminar, you'll be reminded when you merge. Okay. My God, your God indeed. So what's not a singular experience? Actually, it is. It is the experience of the singularity. Know itself, your God self is called your God self. Know itself as it is self through the experience of its individuations. There is but a single agenda, and then there is a soul, a group, nucleus, soul, family. It's just like an atom inside. They have a molecule, whatever, defragmented. That's how it is, and then we make part of it. Is a being that fragments itself, and then uses the seed to create decent souls, family. Some of your relatives and family members are or may not be your soul family, or maybe a tiny nano micro piece of it, or it may not be. or somebody else is your soul family and you don't know because they separate them from you and they erase your memory from knowing each other in this lifetime. It is the experience of the singularity, knowing itself as itself through the experiences of its individuations. There is but a single agenda, and it served through the distinctly different but remarkably conjoined experiences of every one of us. The single agenda is for divinity to be expressed and experienced in all its splendor, and to recreate and define itself anew in every single golden moment of now. How it expresses itself, how it experiences itself, how it defines itself is up to you. This is duality. That's the decision you are making every day. That's the choice you are demonstrating every moment. You are doing so individually and collectively. Every act is an act of self-definition. So whether you are good or bad, you are still defining yourself. Of this truth and many others, you will be reminded when you merge with the core of your being. It's here that you will be rejuvenated, reunited, and reintegrated. Should you have forgotten the original agenda, should you have lost your memory thanks to your and your sense of who you really are, and if you have not, but you rather have a full awareness of all of this and a full experience of it, it is at the core of your being where you will be replenished. Well, about time, because we do need a vacation from this hell here. The great misunderstanding of all Jews who have forgotten the ultimate truth, or the UT, the great illusion of all Jews who live in temporary amnesia, is that there is somewhere they have to go. I'm going to repeat this, okay, because make it clear for everybody. The great understanding of all those who have forgotten the ultimate truth, the great illusion of all those who live in temporary amnesia, is that there is somewhere they have to go, like in umbral, purgatory, a hell, a heaven. Somewhere they have to journey in order to get to heaven or unite with God and experience internal bliss. There is nowhere you have to go, nothing you have to do. Good. But nothing you have to be except exactly what you are being right now in order to experience the bliss of the divine. You are the bliss of the divine and you simply do not know it. Yeah, thanks to the amnesia that many have here, the manipulation of DNA. Then, why bother taking these endless trips through the upper range? Why am I continuously journeying through the space-time continuum? Why have I undertaken this endless search for God? Maybe this God still cannot make up his mind and I cannot know what it can be. So they keep, oh, God, more, maybe there's more, many other splendid things that I still don't know and I still have collected here. Go on forth and do it for me. Go, multiply, and then go and have all the experiences and bring all the CDs here for us to spread across the cosmos. Okay, you know? So your journey is not an endless search for God. It's an endless experience of God. Your journey is not an endless search for God. It's an endless experience. Experience is about experience, not search, but experience. And that's why we are all here. That's the secret of the secrets that nobody's telling. Not even those who are famous, who have a lot of money. So at least if they have any money, then, you know, That is not very um, credible, not very vital. Understood in this way, the reason for the continuous journey becomes apparent. The journey is a process. It's the way that you know God. Indeed, that you know yourself as that which is divine. This journey is therefore your greatest joy. Okay, so I'm taking these trips through time and space in order to experience God. But when do I actually meet God? Earlier said there's no God, dude. That's the trick thing that you all don't know. There's no such thing as God. You're going to live for eternity, search for it, because it is inside you and everything that you look around. You are looking elsewhere when the book is right here in your face, or everywhere, omnipresent. Okay, so I will take these trips through time and space in order to experience God. But when do I actually meet God? Earlier, you said that God will be the first experience you'll have after my death. If you believe that it will be, then it will be. But you do not have to wait until then. In fact, you have been meeting God all along. That's what I have been telling you. He is the central era of most human theology. You think that one day you are going to meet God. You imagine that you are one day going to get back home. You are not going to get back home. You never left home. He is the central era of most human theology. You think that one day you are going to meet God. You imagine that you are one day going to get back home. You are not going to get back home. You never left home to begin with. Now, chapter 24. The entire universe is composed of one thing, acting differently. You experience yourself as the multitudinous individuality, as the multitudinous individuality. Well, you said you were going to circle back on major points several times, and you have. And what you are laying out for us here is a whole new spirituality. It's a new way of looking at things. I used to think that I was outside of the apple, wanting and hoping to get a taste of it. That's what the old spirituality taught me. But you are saying that I am not outside the apple, but a part of the apple, moving through the apple. And the entire apple is God. God is not the only at the core, at the center of all things. God is all things. That's correct. Exactly, like I think. Because this is atoms and quakes from the cosmos. Now we are using the metaphor to see past the metaphor. You have been imagining that you stand outside of God, but you do not stand outside of God. You cannot. God is all there is, omnipresent. It's impossible for anything to exist outside of all there is, which is the atom. Say it clearly loud. And so I am. That's correct. Just as you have already stated, you are part of the upper range, moving through the upper range. You are part of God, getting a taste of God. And just how am I doing that? I mean, how is my endless cyclical movement through the corridors of time giving me a taste of God? By giving you the endless experience of yourself as the creator. God's the creator, and when you experience yourself as the creator, you experience yourself as divine. Earlier, I told you that the entire universe is composed of one thing, acting differently. Your scientists are now calling this one thing the basic energy of life, manifesting as minuscule super strings. So it is a thing composed of one thing acting differently, main aspects. I knew it. Vibration at different speeds. So it's a super strings vibrating at different speeds. The variations in these vibrations produce the variations in the physical matter that makes up all things in the universe. I also said that you were composed of the same thing. Now, once you know this, and once you know that matter shows up differently depending on the differing vibration of these superstrings, all you have left to figure out in order to create the physical reality that you desire is how to make the superstrings vibrate the way you choose. So I here say that you were composed of the same thing. Now, once you know this, and you know the matter shows up different depending on the differing vibrations of these superstrings, all you have left to figure out in order to create the physical reality that you desire is how to make the superstrings vibrate the way you choose. Exactly how? It's the speed and pattern of the vibration of the strings that creates particular physical manifestation. Yeah, but some have it very quickly, others don't. And it's not their fault either. Okay, so what makes the vibration quicken or lessen? What makes the frequency higher or lower? You do. I do. Yes, all of you do. With your thoughts, your words, and your actions. The things you think, the things you say, and the things you do send out a vibe from the center of your being. Thoughts are nothing more than vibrations. They can be measured, as you know. Words are vibrations of your vocal cords. Actions are your whole physical body vibrate in one way or another. These vibrations form particular patterns between particular frequencies, and these fluctuations produce particular kinds of disturbances in the energy patterns that is life itself. Such disturbances are nothing more than patterned and changing movements of the invisible superstrings. It is these varying vibrations that produce varying physical matter. Wow, so these vibrations form particular patterns between particular frequencies. And these fluctuations produce particular kinds of disturbances in the energy pattern that's life itself. Such disturbances are nothing more than patterned and changing movements of the invisible superstring. And it's this varying vibration that produces varying physical matter. This is the alchemy of life. Yes, you can alter life's frequency by what you are thinking, saying, or doing, just producing changes in the energy pattern that's you, in the energy that you emit and send into the world. The changes in the energy field inside and around you produce new localized fluctuations in the larger space-time continuum within which you exist. And that is what causes the new physical effects of your life. So human is very kind of negative. That's why we have all those things around us, all those kind of events happening. What kinds of thoughts, words, and actions produce the most beneficial frequency? I think I know the answer, but tell me anyway. Well, of course, you know the answer. Positive thoughts, words, and actions produce the most beneficial frequencies and the superstring vibrations or energy patterns of life. Meditation or prayer is high form of energy alteration. I don't think so. That's not true. It doesn't work for many people. See the case of the woman there who was an evangelic, a Christian evangelic woman. She once diagnosed that she have a problem. Hey, oh, she have cancer, and then everybody pray for her. Her pastor say that, her minister say that she will be cured, healed in the name of Jesus. And then she went on with life, so glad. And then the family members, one of the family members, actually advised her to go for chemotherapy and radioactive therapy. She didn't want at first because her minister had told her she was already healed. But she decided to go with the her one of her relatives' advice to go to another state and I go through what they called therapy. Very highly aversive and destructive energy indeed. So she went. She went, and after she said she was cured in the name of the Lord, in the name of God, because the Lord healed her, blah, 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 blah. And then she thanked God for it, and everybody actually believed it. Suddenly, the woman just like get worse and worse, and then kaput died. You see? And I don't fall neither of this, and I don't go for treatment for my health problems. I try to bury it. I try to bury it. And also, I'm not going to say that one God going to heal me and the religion heal me. I don't believe this. I don't believe. I want to say that I want to have this and that, this, and I must take care and this and that. It was in the 90s and I'm still here living. How to explain that? It's because you can transform and regenerate your own cells. Alright? Nobody else will if you don't. And stop being weak. Stop being weak. Stop being so pampered and complacent. I do everything by myself. Even I'm dying, I do everything by myself. I'm that strong, resilient, and independent to the extreme of let everybody here angry. Not because they want to help me, because they want to criticize me for being strong. Yet they don't acknowledge and is grateful for my efforts and my contribution towards them. They still criticize me because they want more from me. Understand? Like slave me or maybe exploit me, and they will not succeed because I'm not a slave. I'm not about to be a slave for people for so many years. That's not okay. I give hell to this most satanic people. And I don't give chance to the devil. The more they think they will bring me down, I stand up from the ashes. I'm the phoenix. Alone. Alone, without family, without friends, nothing. But I'm strong, I'm resilient. I'm a very good example of a very strong, resilient human being. So all this is nonsense, BS, of faith healing. There's no sense. It can only have this like placebo. You say, okay, I'm gonna heal you now. Okay, past 1 week you are healed. Oh, I'm healed. Thanks God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Allah. Thanks this and that. Huh? Past 2 weeks, oh, I'm still healed forever. Suddenly you go to sleep, you wake up feeling I cannot breathe anymore. High fever, just kaput, died. Just like that. So there's no sense. You must know how to revive your body and then program your mind to regenerate your cells. You must learn this trick and be strong. And how you do it? How you go about doing that? Strong. Don't pity yourself. Don't allow others to pity yourself. Don't cry. Whatever you do, don't cry. I only cry when I think of my mother and my sisters. But other than that, about me, I don't cry about me because I don't like to pity myself. If I speak about my life, if I complain, it's because I want others to take something and learn something from it as an example. What kind of thoughts also? Well, meditation is a prayer, is a high form of energy alteration. Visualize what you decide is a high form of energy manipulation. Speaking your word is a high form of energy adjustment. Such activities alter the vibration of the self-esteem that make up you and everything around you. Lie, so lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, paint on fires. Time itself is also experienced differently depending upon the vibrational shifts that occur with changes in the state of your awareness. If you are in an altered state of consciousness, time can seem to stand still or to speed up dramatically. That one's for the junkies or fill up if I was asking drugs. Man is the person who has been deeply in meditation for what seems like an eternity. You want to find out that better if you won't have part in the external reality. So what? Conversely, it's not unusual for a person to be in prayer or in a quiet contemplation for what seems like a short time. Then to look up at the clock, boring, and discover that an hour more has elapsed, blah, 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 blah. People experience this and they say that time can feel contractible or stretchable. What's actually happening is that you are moving more slowly or more rapidly through the corridor of time, which is not contracting or stretching at all. So, people experience this and they say that time can feel contractible or stretchable. So it's contract or stretch. What's actually happening is that you are moving more slowly or more rapidly through the corridor of time. It's not contracting or stretching at all. Let me see if I understand. So when you contract, you're actually going very slow, low density, and when you stretch, you are going very rapidly. However, the corridor of time does not contract or stretch at all. Oh, amazing. So how about people who age very slow? There's people who are very young for the age, very young. They seldom age even though they have stress, they have a miserable life to be true. They do not age, maybe because of they know who they are and they, no matter what, they are a good person and then they help whoever needs them and the animals. Then it's about soul, it's about um, spiritual work that rejuvenates your mind. And also, it's gonna depend on your diet. The more you eat, the more you age. The less you eat, the less you age. However, that's not so true because many poor people don't have what to eat and still they age in a lot. Okay? But I'm not talking about rich people who goes for cosmetic procedure. I'm not talking about these people. It's not including that one. It's fake people, superficial fake people who put Botox or plastic surgery and then stretch the eye and the face. There are lots of such people around the world. Not talk about some superficial people, artificial. I'm talk about the natural youth, young person for the age. They are natural. You see, these people don't wear makeup. They are very natural. They don't wear makeup at all, and they are still okay for their age. They're okay. So much that give envy to the jealous, envious people there. This is an extraordinary short course in metaphysics. Maybe we should call it metaphysical cosmology, metaphorical metaphysical cosmology at that. But we should not really label this science because we have a lot of people that bank it on scientific grounds. And rightly they should. Because based on what science now knows, much of this will make no sense. You would be surprised at how much of it will make perfect sense. Having said that, how much of this short course is necessary? Do you think in order to understand the life and death? Okay. Having said that, how much of this short course is necessary? Do you think in order to understand life and death? I mean, if we got in so many things here, it can be very helpful to know at a theoretical level what's going on in the process of life and death, as well as how and why. Okay, then let's explore further this idea that there are many routes through space-time. An endless number. Wow. Wow. Ooh, ow. Then you're gonna get lost. Okay, then let's explore further this idea that there are many routes through space-time. An endless number. Oh, that's mean what he mean. All these aliens make things so complicated, man. Just speak that the road is about the Milky Ways, the galaxies. Make simplify things what makes so mysterious, so difficult to grasp. I don't like mystery. Tell the truth. He's talking about galaxies, Milky Ways, black holes, white holes, green holes, blue holes, or icy holes. So, okay, then let's explore further this idea that there are many routes through space-time, an endless number. That I may take any route that I wish. You may lie. You cannot go far, depend. You don't have this capacity and power after die. That's lie. And then here, you may try. Okay, you want to be a very famous or rich person? Try. How many there in the American Got Talent go and then just make a fool of themselves and then they even cry? What for? Because you want to become talented, you have money, rich. And this you don't get because not his. Because you need to be on the cards. Yes, you need to be on the cards. If you're not on the cards, you're not gonna get it. Simple as that. So and that will take many roads that wish lie. You can try, can it absolutely when you die also. You cannot go as you wish anywhere because everywhere there is how to say it is surveilled. The surveillance seed on this side as well. Okay, don't lie here to me because I don't like lies. You may include it as we've already noted one that you took before. In fact, you do this quite. Oh yeah, the one already programmed by your aliens. Talk the truth. Huh? You take the route. Okay, take this route to go to the purgatory or whatever to the hypersphere. Zoop. Take this route to go on the Agartha, the hollow earth. Okay, go. Zoop. On the underground. Go there. Okay. Then on the grave, your grave where you're gonna be placed, or even the place there where they put the ashes of the dead. There's a portal over there. Behind your grave, there's portal. You can go and come back as you please on the first stage of death. Alright? So what will happen is that but you are limited to which map they have mapped. Okay, you can only go to this place, you cannot go farther. Okay, here. Suppose that here is a map, right? You can only go to this place here. You cannot go beyond here because they give you only certain place here within their planetary map. You can go to many places here, but only inside this chamber. You cannot go beyond unless they say, okay, now you complete all your tasks here, you can go elsewhere. You understand? That's simple. So don't tell lies. I don't like lies. My God, I hate lies. Okay, and if Okay, so remember when I asked you to imagine mark on the tunnel? Remember the markings? I'm already forward already. I'm lost here. You may include, as you've already noted, one that you took before. In fact, you do this quite often. That means that's the same, the route that you take to go to and from work. That's the route you do, unless they were assigned to take another route. Oh, this road is broken, you have to take another road. You know what I mean? And when I do, I may see the same things that I experienced before, or I may not. Depending on what I choose, yes, that's correct. No, depending on what they choose for you. But how does the process work? How do I make this choice? By what you look at, by what you give your attention to. What you look at is what you will experience. I don't believe that. It's what the aliens want us to see that we will experience. Both here and both and after that. Yes, you've told me that. Still, I need just a little more help here. I think I'm beginning to understand this, but I need just a little more help. Remember, when I asked you to imagine marks on the tunnel, remember when I asked you to imagine marks on the tunnel, hey, underground, hey, portal, hey. Remember the marks on the corridor of time, the chamber? Yes, you said that they were actually pictures. Yeah, hologram done by aliens hologram. That's right. You have a very good memory. Well, now in your imagination, let's make it a mural, a never-ending mural. It covers both walls of the tunnel, the ceiling and the floor. The mural is all around you. Can you imagine this? Yes. So, yeah. So there's the corridor of time. The corridor of time. Suppose that here's the corridor of time. And then there's choices, eggs everywhere around here. Or is a hologram, a world of imagination, make believe, but it's not there. So you're gonna choose one of those routes. You open this door, this portal, there's one word. You open this, have another word. You open this, have another word, and so on and so forth. And I never stop. There's many, 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 many everywhere. Once you go, you decided to go beyond the first stage. You don't decide. You have to. You cannot stay here. It's a lie. What people say, that people say that there is ghosts here forever. That's not true. That's one maybe a newcomer on the first stage. You cannot stay here forever. No, you cannot, because the gravity is not the same. Gosh. So let's continue. That's right. So he go to that place. Once he go to another place, he cross that bridge, that tunnel, that corridor of time. Yes, you say they were actually picture. That's right. You have a very good memory. Well, now your imagination has make it a mural, a never-ending mural. It covers both walls of the tunnel, the ceiling, and the floor. The mural is all around you. Can you imagine this? Yes. Oh my God. Now we're gonna become confused. It's just like you play Russian roulette or lottery. You don't know whether you're gonna win or not. Okay, good. Now let us say that on your first passage through the time tunnel, your attention is captured at one particular point by a portion of this mural. The mural has many parts and they are all around you. But you have moved it too and are looking at one part. And that is what you are focused on. Okay, good. Now let us say that on your first passage through the time tunnel, when you go through a portal, you decide to take a door, open the door, your attention is captured at one particular point by a portion of this mural. The mural has many parts, and they are all around you. That one is a as a trap. But you have moved it to and looking at one part, and that is what you are focused on. Then you keep on moving, but you remember that at that place in the tunnel, you experienced one part of the picture. You now call this your past. I am following the metaphorical storyline here. Yeah, you have a life review. If you decide to go beyond the tunnel, you have a life review, then you go to the past, then you go to the present and your future. I think so. Go on. On the next journey, you make through this particular tunnel of time. At the same point you passed before. Maybe you move to and look at different spots in the mural. You see something entirely different. You focus on another part of the picture. You can do this in the same moment by moving left to right, up and down, forward and backward, or circumferentially in the corridor of time. Okay, so you can go up, down, left to right, circumferentially, or maybe who knows, clockwise. Remember, there are pictures all around you in every moment of time. If you only move forward and back, up and down, left and right through the corridor, you limit your options at which other pictures you can move to and look at. But if you move circumferentially, you can explore all the pictures that exist in one single moment. It reminds me of how that small rodent is a hamster. You know the hamster go that wheel, very boring to things inside that cage. But if you move circumferentially, you can explore all the pictures that exist in one single moment by moving around the ring of time that represents that particular nanosecond. It is like moving around every edge of a snowflake. Remember that I have said every moment is like a snowflake. There are no two alike in all of eternity. And if I change one single thing in any of those rings, I change all the pictures that follow. Exactly. Thus, it is that you can take the same path, but see different things. Gosh, I really am a lot of the rings. You are indeed. The ring or circle has always been a sacred symbol signifying eternity, completeness, endless love, and the endless journey. The ring or circle has always been a sacred symbol, and that's my favorite symbol. That's my favorite shape is a circle. I don't know why I like the circle. So this signifies eternity, completeness, endless love, and the endless journey. But if I am on this endless journey, won't I recognize, the mural is all around me. Won't I recognize anything at all? Oh yes, when you travel in a spiral through the corridor of time, very often your eyes will light up on a portion of the mural that you saw before. And you will say, I have been here before. Everything is exactly as it was then. Deja vu. Precisely. Now, sometimes when you travel around a time tunnel, you experience yourself receiving a message or getting instructions. It could be a warning. Don't move that way. Don't focus on that part of the mural. Or it could be an invitation. Look at this part of the mural. See the picture over here. Why would a bean do that? It's like caution. And then how do you know that bean have a good well-being at heart? How to trust? I wouldn't trust. Yes, I have that experience here. Who's telling me that? You? You. You are telling you that. It's the individuation of the singularity that is sending you these instructions that come in the form of what you call hints or hunches or humans' intuition or psychic hit. I'm talking to myself. You are. My future self is talking to my present self. You could put it that way. If you listen carefully to yourself, you can experience any point in time or your whole trip through the tunnel in an entirely new way. So as I can grasp here, I guess that we will experience the Akashic record of the earth, everything that happened before and is happening will happen. We are able to experience all at once during the time you come out from the body. And you don't need to die to experience all that. You can have fragment of this once you go to sleep, but it's very limited. It won't be so expansive like it will be during the time of death. So let me see if I got this right. I'm continually moving through time and space, and either I'm taking new routes altogether. What you call living different lives. Yeah, many people here, we are multiple, we have multiplicity, you know. We are not the same like we were before. A kid is not the same as a teen. A teen is not the same as an adult. We change through time. We change. As we grow older, also we change. Are not the same as the 30s and 40s. What you call living different lives or taking the same route as before. What you would call living the same life over again, during which you may experience deja vu, the sense of you having been there before. But if all of this is happening at the same moment, it is. Remember, there is only one approach. The space-time continuum is the singularity. There is nothing else but the singularity. Now, the question I'm asking is, what I'm experiencing is actually the experience of others that live through me and I live through them. No wonder the music. Close your eyes, just feel and realize it is real and not a dream. I'm in you, enjoying me. You know what I mean? So, as I said before, as we are a mishmashy, how to say, a mishmashy entity or a body made of many parts of other beings. So it's just common that we may at this time when we die or not die or have or be out of the body experience, we are living the experience of others, not necessarily ours as an individual person, but the collective. You know what I mean? So, what you would call living the same time life over again, during which you may experience a deja vu, the sense of you having been there before. But if all of this is happening at the same moment, it is. Remember, there is only one approach. The space-time continuum is the singularity. There is nothing else but the singularity. Then I must exist within the singularity at several different points simultaneously. We touched on this a little before when we explored the idea of alternate realities. Are you saying that I can be in two places at once? Yeah, because you are multidimensional. But you can do this only through your imagination, your mind, or your dreams, or OBE, at which you are now operating with your mind. And the mind is a very powerful tool of creation, or make believe, or fantasia, if you will. So it is. Remember, there is only one operation. Then I must exist within the singularity at several different points simultaneously. We touched on this a little before when we explored the idea of alternate realities. Are you saying that it can be in two places at once? You can be in many places at once, not just two. And you are. Yeah, but you don't remember. That's the thing. That's the deal. You don't remember. You don't remember. Because you are blocked on purpose and design. I am the individuation of the singularity experiencing life sequentially, simultaneously. And you now understand it completely. The you that is you, the all that's the individuality has expressed itself multitudinously. I am the individuation of the singularity, which is the God self, the big guy there, the fat obese guy. And then you are individuality of each experiencing life sexually simultaneously at the same time. And you now understand it completely. The you that is you, the all that's the individuality, has expressed itself multitudinously. I always knew I had multiple personalities. I can see that, and so are many here. In metaphysical terms, you are experiencing yourself as the multitudinous individuality. My God, no wonder you have to circle back over this stuff. This all has countless layers. It seems that I am the multitudinous individuation of the singularity, experiencing life sequentially, simultaneously. You see how hard it is to put all this into words. You have to make up words and phrases that don't exist in order to even get close. I understand, for me, I understand it now. But there's many people don't grasp it, who don't get. I get, but many people don't get it. Okay, and it's not easy for the layman. It's not easy. But I know what you are saying. You are saying that I have lived many lives, and that I have lived this life many times. Yeah, this human body many times through other people as well, because they carry your part and you carry theirs. Do you understand? This is what they are not saying here, and I have found out myself that we are mishmash, mix up layers and layers, fragments of other people. We are all interwaved, intertwined together with these beings. You understand? That's it, but they're not telling here. But I know, you see how hard it is to prove. But I know what you're saying. You're saying that I have lived a man. Why not like that? They still didn't explain to you. And that I have lived this life many times. No, everybody knows about reincarnation, but the reincarnation should not be the things here, the topic here. Please. That's not the whole context of this entire conversation. The thing is that we, as I said, I have explained before. Let's say that here is the all there is, okay? Then say it's a circle again. And then here, all his individuation is here. All his individuation. And we are in it together because we are part of it. Okay? Now, this same being, this same circle can split and then defrag itself into other external body of itself and become independent, and then it becomes the boss of the God itself again, and then it is going to form more tiny aspect of family lineage. Okay? Family lineage of it itself and individuation. So it comes from here and then it forms more and more and more and more for all eternity. So you need to find out. Or now say, all come from here, okay? But still, there's a name for this soul family. There's a name for this family, and inside this group, there's other subgroups. It's very complex. I tell you, it's not for everybody to understand it. This you need to be out of your mind. You need to be totally what people deem it as mad to understand all this. When I was young, I was about 15 to 16-year old, and then I will go in a state of deja vu. Yeah, deja vu, something like that. And then I will look outside the window, and then I will start to contemplate, oh my God, I'm seeing this, but of course I wouldn't shout and tell nobody. I wasn't myself alone. Then say, oh, crap, I'm seeing things. You know, it's like schizophrenia, but I know because people need to have a level, right? A stupid, scientifically superficial level. So they, oh, schizophrenia, schizophrenic. But it's not that. It's more than that. You didn't come to this stage to understand what it is. So I will contemplate all this, and then I will see murals. You know, at that time, it's in the 70s, I will see mural. And then I'll start to paint in my mind all of these things. And then I wanted to put into uh, a paper, but I didn't have a paper or a block sitting at that time, and then I couldn't. Okay, I couldn't. Hey, what's this? So I couldn't. Huh? So I didn't put into my thoughts. I didn't put into a paper. Then I started to sing poem. I could write song at that time, but it was always because when I come out from that trance, all was forgotten again, and then I come back to a state of amnesia. So that's how people can create philosophy, poem, and music because they are out of the mind. I'm the individual of the taste, so you see, and you now understand completely. The you that see you, the all that's the okay. But I know now that you are saying, okay, that's correct, except you would understand this even better. Aha, see? What he said, this is my life, I have lived this life many times because he still didn't grab. He thought he had grasped the big, large picture he had in heaven. So, what his higher consciousness, he or his God self replied, that's correct. Except you would understand this even better. You would be stated more accurately if you did not use the past tense. I'm living many lives, and I'm living this life many times. Now you have it exactly, almost. Almost. There's one more little detail. What is it? You have painted the mural. What? And you can alter the painting at any time. What? You can add to it. White out any part of it, color over, or change the color of any portion of it, any each time you pass any point in time, you create. You create with your mind. You may alter the painting in a way that you wish, wherever you wish. Oh my God, those super strings are my brushes. Good work, great analogy. So you can add to it, white out any part of it, color over, change the color of any portion of each time you pass any point any time. You may alter the paint in any way that you wish, wherever you wish. Or you can, like, say, you can imagine that you are young again, beautiful teen. You're gonna have this experience. See, after you die, you can imagine here on the back, but you cannot get to that point. For me, I don't want. It's okay. I accept my age, my chronological or my biological age, I don't care. But there's many people who are so age obsessed that they just cannot accept the Asians they are. See? So I have seen my mother going to the waterfall near our home, the street where we live. She going to bath on the waterfall, and she was so beautiful, so young. I've seen my mother going to the place where she met my father, and she say, "I'll go to that place to meet your father." And I was like, "Oh, mom, I'm so glad for you. Have fun." Until that thing stop. Eventually, that will stop. Eventually, in time, that will stop. I saw my sister in the 60s wearing that beautiful skirt, that skirt that they wore in the 70s and the 60s. That time I was a little girl, but I would watch my sister make up, put that fake eyelashes. Two of my older sisters. I had five. So two of the older one, they were in the 70s and 17 and 18-year old. So I would, I saw one try to wear one wigs and a beautiful, and a one boot, and I go out at night with friends. I remember someone about 3 year old, and I still remember. And then that's what I saw my sister when she died, passed away in 2001. And then I saw her last year. She was so beautiful. She was just like that, wearing that clothes. And wow, her hair so beautiful, waving a curl at the end, blonde. So pretty. And I never quite remember her face when she was young because I was so little. I was quite almost a baby. And then now I see her like she was when she was young, and I was like, oh, so pretty. So pretty. And then she was so happy. She was even imagining to go around and walk with my mother and my sister, and I was so happy for them. And I was looking for a shopping to buy something. And then I say, wait, there's a shop here. And oh, there's a shop. She point to me a supermarket. And then they imagine, this is what they mean. But these two ladies, eventually, it will come to pass, and it will come to your senses, literally wise, when your mind is getting feebler and feebler, and eventually it will, how to say, it will cease to exist. It will extinguish. So you can add to it water and butter over to change the color of any pose of it each time you pass any point in time. Oh my God, it is so pristine on my brushes. Good work. Great analogy. So nothing ever has to be the way it was before. That's right. This means that the possibilities are endless. Correct. Then this gonna go on forever. It does, my wonderful one, it does. Yeah, but it doesn't go on forever on the astral body, okay? And neither on the physical body, but in sequences. Death, live again, death, live again, and this. Oh my gosh, what the heck was that? I hope they're not shooting the poor birds like they want to kill a dragon. So, I hate people who are cruel to animals, I really hate these devils. So that's all for party 24 and 23, chapter 24 and 23.